Well, hello, my friends. This is the second time today I've been here in front of the camera. I didn't look at my phone, so I didn't get the message at 2:05 that my previous chat, the volume was turned off. So I will go delete the one which is only accessible to people who read lips. Anyway, I had a nice chat with myself, I guess, is what it turns out. It was a little bit too lecturing anyway, for what I like to do here. It was a beautiful day. I don't really have much else to say to you. I feel like I got to deal with the frustration of having been on here for 15 minutes and talking, and the volume was turned off. Just quite as simple as that. I've never turned that volume button down before, but I did. When I was done at church yesterday, turned the volume off. Anyway, so how are you? You know how I am. It's Monday, and now it's 5:03 instead of 2 o'clock. Some days you just want to write them off. Earlier today I'd been to a funeral. That also kind of set the stage for my day a little bit, although I was very honored to be there with the family and helping them as they dealt with the death of a beloved father, husband, very, very big man in the community. Didn't have much time for church, didn't really want anything to do with church. But he was a good man. He loved life. So I was happy to offer some words of reflection and comfort and the promise of God's ability to keep God's arms around us all, and for whatever that means. But that was my morning. It's the first funeral that I've done where the limit on the gathering was 50 instead of 2 or 5. So that felt interesting. I wish people were more careful in that setting with their masks. And my previous chat was about bad theology. I got started talking about that in my sermon on Sunday, and I don't normally use that kind of phrase, you know. People have differing ideas about God, but the ones that worry me most are the ones that if you have an idea about what God is like and it leads to really bad consequences for your life. Like these people who believe that God is going to ride in on a cloud and then take us up all off the earth, and so the leader gets the idea that we should all drink Kool-Aid because that's what God wants us to do. I call that bad theology. That's bad God thinking. It's bad God thinking that leads to the destruction of your life. And in my very eloquent chat, which was the one you couldn't hear, I went into bad theology is a theology that leads you to believe that the decisions that you make in your life don't really have any consequences in terms of how long you live or how soon you die. That's bad theology. And it's bad because it's stupid. It's not the way any of us really live. If we really believed that, we wouldn't stop at traffic lights. We wouldn't, we wouldn't eat any kind of a balanced diet at all. We would encourage all of our friends to smoke cigarettes and do drugs and whatever they needed to do because, our life is in God's hands. That's really not how that theology works. The comfort of our theology of God with us means that God will be with us wherever we go. Whatever our decisions we make, God will still be there with us. God will not abandon us. But our lives, the consequences of our lives are important based on what we do. happiness that you have in your life is based on making decisions that bring happiness to you and knowing them. If you don't know them, then accepting the wisdom of others to teach you. How important to a quality of life is generosity and kindness and compassion. These are actions. These are things that make for lives different. All of that, of course, goes behind and comes up during a pandemic. Bad theology surfaces during pandemics. Ooh. It surfaces during pandemics. It really surfaced after 9/11. Bad theology was everywhere after New Orleans, Katrina. Bad theology. It's important to think through the consequences of our thoughts about God. Not everything that comforts us is good. So, my prayer at the end of my previous talk was that we would all be able, by God's grace, to live out lives where we make good choices. Where we make choices that protect ourselves and protect our neighbors. Choices that sometimes, yes, are self-sacrificing, but always self-sacrificing for the good of others. This, it seems to me, is the model of Jesus. It's his theology, if you will. And so, my prayer, now I'll be praying it twice, is that God's Spirit fills you with the sense of those actions that you can take that will make a difference, not just for your life, but for the life of others. Okay, I tried to save it. I tried to salvage it. I hope you have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll try to get a fresh start. God bless you, my friends, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.